Let me get
Oh, yep. There we go. We are live. Uh, uh, oh, yeah, because you was definitely like freezing for a second. So the freeze frame was
Oh, I
crazy.
was?
You was, but you're good now.
I'm okay. Okay. Hello
Yeah.
and welcome. This is episode number 13? Yeah. This is episode 13.
Yep. Episode 13, which is crazy. You know, seeing how I never really started my channel too much or really started making videos. And then I guess the same thing with you, per se.
Yeah.
And now look, we're on episode 13.
I know. We're almost there. I mean, we're almost what? We're almost episode 15 and then 20 and then
Right.
the day keeps piling up. So we'll be that like almost all of the podcasts ever make it past episode 3.
Right. Like barely.
Let me look up that stat because let's see. But anyway, how are you doing?
I'm good, Carter. I can't complain. I really didn't do much today because honestly, I usually work every Sunday, and I did not work this Sunday, so I just really have been lazy as I don't know what. But how's your day been going?
My day's been fine. How are you?
Trying not to complain too much. Try not to, but it's all right.
About 22% of podcasts survive to episode 7. And this episode we're making right now, roughly 8 to 15% of podcasts make it to episode 13.
That's crazy.
That's insane. So here we are. We're in the 8% of podcasts.
Right. I'll take that any day of the week. To be honest.
So I guess we should get into it. Probably pretty soon. We're just waiting for people to join.
Yeah, but it's okay though. We can go ahead and get started. Honestly, nobody has joined right now.
No. Well, we're only 3 minutes in.
Right. But it's okay. We were still doing a few. Hey, how you doing? And hoorahs, and the whole 9 yards. So. Let's see. Yeah, notes. Okay. I forgot there's a. Okay.
Okay, I am logged in to my Twitter account on my computer, so I'm going to try and join the podcast through my computer.
Okay, that's cool.
Because just for this, in this case, because like it doesn't, because I'm like screen is cut off,
Right.
When are you getting your
my camera?
Yeah, your
my mic?
Yeah. Or no,
In
your
like
camera. I'm sorry, your camera.
In the next day or two, I got it off of the TikTok shop. So that's
Okay. You got it off of TikTok shop, off of Temu. Okay.
Hey, when Temu first came out, I was all about Temu. I ain't gonna lie to you, all about it. Every week, almost every day, I'm trying to buy something. So, but I don't know, Carter. Let me see. I can go ahead and share this on my X account at least. That's not Prince. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, Carter. What is that echo? Oh, oh, that's right. You said you was okay. Gotcha. I was like, dang, Carter, what's the echo? Let me see. Me and Carter. I never know what's your Twitter name for some reason. Oh, never mind. I'll be lying. Are you still there, Carter? To our channel. Sorry, let me go ahead and post this link on YouTube. On Twitter. To our channel. At the Growl Report. A growl. What the why is it doing all this? What the hell? Bruh, this shit just pissed me off. Carter, are you alive over there? At the growl. Oh.
Hello.
Did you leave and come back in?
Oh yeah, I left on my phone and I came back on the computer.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. Excuse me. All right, Carter. So, are you ready to talk about how this game went and how people are already jumping off of a bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um,
It's not going well.
as we all know, we lost.
Yeah.
29-14 to the Buffalo Bills.
That did happen.
Right. That did happen. This image. I just want to say this image is AI, and I don't like using AI, but right now I'm going to.
It's
So
a yeah, I can tell, Tom. It's kind of obvious. I mean, there's two Spencer Browns on the field for one.
right,
I don't know who 9 is, but
right, facts. I don't know who
uh,
that 22 is either, but that is not like the rest of them. So
Ryo and Holex. Yeah, I'm trying to
that
read
could.
those names. They're almost last names, but they're almost not.
Well, Bryce is just definitely that's not it. So that definitely don't say young at the end. I can tell you that for sure. So
Maybe that's young in a different language.
maybe,
Maybe that's
you might be
ransom
right.
in a different language.
You might be right. But yeah, we lost 29-14 to the Buffalo Bills. Um,
Yeah.
I know plenty of people have their thoughts, their opinions. We're
Uh,
gonna give ours also, but I can definitely
mm,
say that was a crap showing from our um, first team offense for sure. That showing was not good at all.
no,
Uh, but
obviously
yeah,
not. I mean, they, the first team offense really couldn't do much. They really couldn't move the ball.
right, right. They could not and did not. Didn't even try.
Mm-mm. They, no way they could. Um, what else?
Oh,
And then the second team offense came in, and things never really got off the ground.
not too much now. No,
I
they
mean,
did not.
if the Bills were really like going for it, they could have probably put up close to 40. I'm not gonna say they weren't trying because they obviously were trying. They need these jobs, but like if they were going for it, they could have put up 40. And the
Oh,
Panthers really only
probably.
got one of those touchdowns because of the They only got the first touchdown because of the pass interference call, um, which there was a lot of pass interference in this game. There was a lot of hand fighting in this game,
Okay.
and they really only got the first touchdown because of the pass interference. And I feel like if that wouldn't have happened, I don't know if they would have scored. They might not. I mean, I'm the second touchdown was a little bit better, but that was with the Kyle Trask and John Mechie was wide open
All right.
um, for that touchdown. So I don't really think that it's like, not that it doesn't matter, but like I feel like it was so late in the game that everybody had turned off the TV by that point,
Yep.
and
Most likely.
everyone was done. I mean, I saw it. I watched the whole game, but just it just doesn't fill you with very much confidence in year four. The fact that this is year four with Bryce Young, year three with Dave Canales, and they still start this way when the games. They still start this way in the preseason. It doesn't fill you with a ton of confidence. Did you know Dave Canales is 1-6 in the preseason now
I did not know
as a
that,
head
but
coach?
that doesn't surprise me either.
No, he's 1-6, and um, not counting the Hall of Fame game, he's won one preseason game uh,
Count
as
for
a
something,
Panthers
right?
head coach, and he they really have not looked competitive. I mean, it reminds you of the preseason last year or 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, I think it was 2024 or when they went to. No, that was last year when they went to the Texans and got blown out. I don't know if you remember that preseason game, but they went to the Texans and the Texans beat them and they couldn't move the ball because Bryce Young was only in his second year at that point, and it was a new system, whatnot. But no, that was 20. That was last year. I think that was last year
For the Texans.
against the, yeah. I think that was last year actually. But regardless, this team does not have a good history of starting in the preseason. And if you don't find your feet in the preseason, you take a few weeks to find your feet in the regular season, and that's why they haven't won. I mean, that's why they always start off 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, because they're trying to find their feet for the first week or two of the season. And everyone's a little off anyway. But it feels like the Panthers are so far off. It feels like everybody else has had a preseason and the Panthers haven't. That's what it felt like. The Panthers, it felt like they were treating week one as the preseason.
Right.
It was like, do you guys not know that there's not an extra preseason game? Like, it just felt like, because last year that's what it felt like to me in week one, and
Right.
especially the year before when he was benched.
Hmm.
It just felt, and it just always feels like, and yes, they had that 30-0 shutout against the Falcons, but when they went, and then they went to New England and got blown out themselves. So, like, it really takes this team a little while to get going. And then when they finally do get going, we know how dangerous they can be. We know what this team is when they get going, but it just takes them a while to get into that next year. And I feel like they don't ever win early in the year, and they're always off the
Never.
pace, and you can tell that they're just not ready, which doesn't make any sense because it feels like they should be. And I don't know if it's with the way Dave Canales is handling it, but like they gotta pick that up because you just can't be you just can't start the season 0-1. Like, you can't start every season 0-1, 0-2, 0-3. Like, I was tweeting this out. This is what I've been talking about on Twitter. Like, if they go to Chicago, I said if they go to Chicago, I think because I think it isn't is the week one in Chicago or is it at home?
Yeah.
I thought it was away.
Oh. Here. I think we're home, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
check.
We're home. Okay. All right. But regardless, you either, um, regardless of where the game is, in week one, if the Bears come out and take you by 2 or 3 scores, we're
Right.
going to have a really long conversation. If not, even if you lose, as long as you lose by 3 points or 6 points, you can stomach
I,
that much more.
I'd rather us not lose, but yeah,
Well, yeah,
if we
obviously you'd
do,
rather not lose, but I'm saying, like, if you're going to start 0-1, it better be a competitive game.
right. And yes, we're home for that
It is a
game.
home game. Okay. You
Yep.
better come out firing for the home crowd then. I mean, you just had a big season. You can't drop off. If you want to get back in the playoffs and keep the Bucks out of first place, right? Which is, and then here come the Saints who are coming along and building with Tyler Shock. Like, who knows? Maybe the Falcons stumble upon their franchise quarterback, and now everybody in this division is competitive. And now you're looking at a division where you can't slack off. The NFC South has been absolutely horrible for years, but if the Falcons find a quarterback, they will be a very scary team in the division. If they find an actual quarterback, because they haven't had actual quarterback play in a very long time. Now they have the roster, especially with Bijan and Drake London, and all the offensive pieces they have, and they have a talented offensive line. And then, you know,
Hmm.
we like the defense needs to be built a little bit. But like, my point is, they have the pieces to the offense to take that step with that quarterback, with the right quarterback. And it just makes this division that much harder because now you're going to be behind. And all of a sudden, you're going to start questioning yourself. And look, this division's not going to be, you're not going to win a division with eight, or you're not going to win the division with 8 wins every year. And you can't lose one of those. You can't, like, if you got to have a winning record, you can't have one of those losses come in week one. It sets a bad tone. It really does set a bad tone.
It
Sorry, that
does.
was a little bit of a long rant, but
You're good.
it
You're.
was, it
I'm not
just,
gonna be like, hey,
I
Carl,
had to
stop
lay that
talking.
out. I had to say that.
But
So
yeah,
now you
cause
can go ahead and get into more of the show.
yeah,
I was
I
kind of
mean,
just talking like that. I was kind of waiting for people to join, but I don't know if anyone.
not not yet. Um, but to be honest though, I really feel like it was bad, but it wasn't the worst loss of preseason week one, if that makes sense. There was other teams who did way worse than us. Um,
Right,
but
but
I
do those teams have the same expectations as we do? Like,
some
if you're
do, yeah.
Falcons, like, for example,
Falcons, no, hell no.
like the
Falcons.
Falcons, right? Is what immediately came to my mind.
Well, I wasn't talking about just the NFC South. I just meant in general. You know, I already know that damn near everybody in the NFC South lost. So
Right, and I
you know,
know we
that's what.
played a Super Bowl contender. I get that, but I just feel like I can't have this team once again fail to get out of the week one hole that they always seem to put themselves in.
Right, and that's what everybody um is thinking about. To be honest, everybody's like, "Listen, we done lost by this much. We didn't look competitive at all." Blah blah. Blah. The season's over. I'm not saying you're thinking that, but
Well, no, the season's not over. Well, obviously, it's
the
the
season ain't even
preseason
started
week
yet.
one. I get that, but I just like we allow this to slide, and we allowed the excuses to keep coming. When does it end? Because like you can say, okay, well, the rest of the preseason it's just preseason, and then you get into week one, and you're like, okay, it's week one, and like week two, you can say it's still early in the season, and then all of a sudden you're at week 3 or 4, and you're 0-3, and you're like, well, you know, now you have to stop, and now the excuses are there's no
They're
more
running
excuses.
out.
There's no excuses for a quarterback in year 4. I
Right.
just can't. Like, I can't keep doing this. Like, rookie season, yes. Second year, okay, with the new head coach, whatever. Third year, you made the playoffs, but you you got lucky making the playoffs. You really shouldn't have made the playoffs
We
with an 8
did.
9 record. You made the playoffs, right? Yes, you made the playoffs. How many playoff teams have a losing record? Not many.
Not many. Does it happen? Sure, but those are
Does
kind of
happen, but the
outliers.
NFC South was if and the Bucks absolutely collapsed for you to be able to do that. So you show growth, but like I really haven't seen a season that I can go ahead and say, yeah, this is it. Like I can say point to and say, look, this is our franchise quarterback. This is why. This is no more excuses. We don't have to have any excuses anymore. Uh, but yeah, it's just frustrating because like I don't want to have excuses anymore. I just want to be able to say this is our franchise quarterback. We're rolling with Bryce Young. X, Y, and Z. This is why. But again, like this season, I can already hear the well, we've got all the injuries in training camp. I can already hear that excuse going in my head.
Yep.
And I didn't and,
Like,
and I hate to say that, but it's been so bad that it might honestly make sense. It, it's been so the injuries have been so bad that you might actually uh it might actually be kind of validated, which
yeah, and granted,
frustrates me because I don't want excuses from this team anymore. I don't want excuses for a quarterback that I'm going to pay $50 million plus to.
well, I don't think anybody is gonna really think about paying Bryce $50 million. That is the going rate. But yes, every starting quarterback don't need to
Well,
get that.
it's not going to be even if he doesn't get 50 million, like that's what he's going to get 40. I mean, he's going to get paid. Like
Right,
maybe
of
he
course.
doesn't reset the market, but he's going to get the
He's not getting
contract.
50.
Like
He's not getting $50 million. The only way he's getting $50 million plus if we go deep into the playoffs and well, not maybe, but even if we win a Super Bowl, then he'll probably get $50 million plus dollars. But like if we don't make the playoffs, but like he shows growth or like he throws for a shit ton of yards and this is not, sure,
right.
he'll get
Let me
re-signed, but he's not
see
getting $50 million.
here. Let me see the top of the quarterback market. Let me see. So the
Cause
average.
shoot,
So well, actually, I mean, Mahomes is getting paid 64 a year. Dak
but
is
that's different.
60. Burrow's
That
55. Allen 55. Right. I'm getting there. Okay. 55, 55, 55, 53, 53, 53. Right. Purdy's 53. Goff's 53. Herbert's 52. Hertz is 51. Like Watson's 46. Daniel Jones is 44. Like he's gonna land somewhere in the $50 million range. I mean,
mm,
he's just the reality of the quarterback market.
I
If you're to
mean
pay
maybe.
him,
I mean maybe. But like you gotta think about it too. Most of those quarterbacks
well,
are
I feel like
better than Bryce.
$50 million is not that bad of a contract because he's not resetting the market. I
True.
mean, he's not getting paid. He's getting paid. Let's say he gets 50, and that's what he gets, right? 50 to keep it right.
Okay.
Mahomes is making 14 million more per year.
Right.
Um, 50 million per year would only make him the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 50 million a year would only make him the 13th highest paid quarterback in the league.
Right.
And we all know that you're getting the contract you're getting paid is better than how good you are, right? Just because you're getting paid like you're the 13th best quarterback doesn't mean you are the 13th best quarterback.
Well, yeah, true. It's just like Because just like Mahomes, yeah, he's getting paid the $60-some million, but
Right.
his contract
He's
was
not the
like
best
half a
quarterback in
billion.
the league anymore.
Right. And then
But
his
like,
contract was
what are you
like
gonna
half a
do?
billion dollars. But
And I
like it was
don't think
spread out like 10
Bryce
years.
Young's not worthy of getting paid 60 plus a year. But like,
Shoot.
obviously not. But like,
Right.
what are the alternatives? What are you gonna turn to if, let's say, the worst happens and Bryce Young either regresses or has a massive injury
Right.
that keeps him out for the majority of the season?
Yeah.
Let's say Kenny Pickett does kind of what Zach Wilson did for the Jets and just muddles through the season, and you go like 6-11 or whatever, 5-12. It- you know, what are you gonna do at that point in time? You know, what are you gonna
Um.
do? Like, are you gonna go out there in free agency? Because in free agency, your options are pretty slim. I
Nope.
don't know the
They are
options.
waiting for that draft class. That's what they gonna do. Wait for that draft class.
Yeah, but if you have like 6 wins, you're not as bad in that draft class. You really don't have the highest pick. You probably have like picking around pick 10. You're probably picking around pick 10, right? Or so, like roughly. And
Yeah.
so if you're
Yeah. I'll say
picking
like
there, that's not really going to get you a franchise
5 to
quarterback
10.
unless you get lucky. I mean, but
Right.
ugh, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Now, and don't get me wrong. Could I see 50? Sure, I can see it. But do I think they're gonna pay him
I just
50?
think that's what it is. I mean,
Right.
I just think it is. Bryce Young a $50 million a year player? No, but that's just the going rate if you're going to pay a quarterback. And 50 is generous. I think it could be even more than that. I think it could be somewhere in the mid 50s, and I wouldn't be
Shit.
surprised. I think it could be like 55 because
Shit.
what
Wait.
Bryce Young is basically Bryce Young and his agent can basically just sit there and say, okay, you have no other options. You know, do I think Bryce Young is this kind of person? No, but like you have no other options. This is 50 million. Right? This is the contract that we want. And the Panthers like, this is the contract we want to give you. And it's like either heed to our negotiations
Mm-hmm.
or we're gonna hold out. And you don't
Yeah.
want, and obviously you don't want to hold out because then it's very possible David Tepper's like, what the hell's going on with my quarterback? I thought we made the playoffs, Do I
That's
need to step in and like
that's Tepper's
make some
guy.
changes? Because like, do you need me to meddle back in? Because
He could, sure, but like, what would
I'm
prompt
just
them
saying,
to
like,
give
I'm
it?
playing out a plausible scenario that could happen
Right.
if the Panthers don't give, don't pay.
Right.
And
But but what?
and that's why they have a decent person quarterback. Like Bryce Young's probably not going to do that. But what if he does? You have no other options. I mean, this is all to say, this is really not the way you want to start, and we're starting this way again. This is the third year in a row with Dave Canales where we've lost in the first preseason game and haven't really been able to recover. Like, we lost in the first preseason game, and now you have to dig yourself out of a hole. I mean, this has kind of been long talk for us, but like, this is not an encouraging start.
Right.
This is this is bad. Like, obviously, it's preseason week 1, so you're not going to read into it as much. But like,
Yes, please
what do you
don't.
want me to say? Like, do you want me to come on here and be like, "Well, season's over. Might as well pack it up. Start Kyle Trask."
Some people are already on that damn train for some reason. Some people are like, go ahead, pack it up. Preseason week 1, we gonna suck for the season. Oh
So
man,
who's the
people
top
are
quarterback?
funny.
Manning. So what would the term be? Because
We had the suck for luck. We have the tank for Tua. But what's the term for Manning?
Tank for Manning. What do you mean?
Well, no, it has to rhyme.
Um, hmm, Fanning for Manning.
I don't know.
We over here fanning for Manning. Watch, people gonna be
Fanning for
fanning for Manning.
Manning. I
If he plays
guess.
good and we don't, fanning for Manning. There we go. Nah, but yeah. To be honest, yeah, it does suck how we lost the game and how the first three drives started. It does suck because we couldn't move the ball, and when we did, it's just
Yeah.
we tried with a big emphasis on tried. We tried.
Try.
It didn't go our
We
way.
tried our best.
We tried our best, and I just want to say, you know, one of the reasons why it was so bad. This guy right here. I mean, this might not look like him completely, but you all know who I'm talking about.
Well, all of you who are not here.
It's all right, but we all know who it
Chandler
is,
Zavala.
Mr. Zavala himself. My goodness. And now,
Mr. 0.0 run block grade himself.
like, what
Or was
kills
that
me,
pass block? I can't remember what PFF grade that he had the 0.0
it
on.
it was both.
Mm,
I
both.
remember what
Okay.
you're talking about too. Yeah, it was both. But like on our first drive,
There's no guard
whenever
in free agency you can sign that you would rather have than Chandler Zavala.
uh, no, yeah, for sure.
There's no undrafted free agent you can bring in that's better than Chandler Zavala. I find that hard to believe.
Because my thing is, what Brooks' first run was Bryce under center, and he ran between the guards on the inside. And lo and behold, what happened? If I remember correctly, it was a loss or almost a loss of yardage. And I was like, bruh, there's no way we starting off this bad. And yep, we were starting off that bad. I mean, I'm glad that we got um Brooks, you know, his first carry
That's
just so that
positive.
he can rock off.
Brooks got some carries, but
Right.
there was really nothing he could do. I mean, there was no space.
Zavala kept getting pushed back, and I'm like, dude, there's no way, bro. But I wasn't surprised either because I was like, they over here praising Zavala a lot, but we know what we saw these past couple years. We knew how trash he was. Can players get better? Sure, but like, oh my
He
goodness,
hasn't. I
if
mean,
they
he
show
hasn't.
you over and over and over and over and over again how trash they are, believe them.
You just can't keep starting these players. Like, you gotta at one point or another just say, "All right, we're gonna look for someone else." Like, I don't understand how how you keep Chandler Zavala on your team this long. And he was a guard that a lot of people liked out of the draft. He was one that got talked about. I wasn't doing draft. I wasn't doing draft. Like I wasn't watching film at the time, so I really didn't know how good he was. I didn't really know how to evaluate offensive linemen or evaluate players in general. But I know he was somebody from the draft process that a lot of people came away with impressing, and they were like, he could be a future starter. And well, at least here, we don't want
We
anything to do
drafted
with him.
him because what he texted Matt Rule texted somebody to draft him, like bro, because he was Icky's friend or something. Okay,
Yeah,
but like y'all didn't really scout him, so why would you draft him? That makes no sense. But you know what? The scouts did all of the work before Dan Morgan came in. So when he got hired, the scouts had already did all of the work. I get it, but my gosh,
yeah. Ridiculous. I mean, he had to keep that scouting team from before, and that's why they drafted Xavier Leggett and Jonathan Brooks and all the rest of them in that draft class, in that 24 draft class.
Right, and shoot, we don't really have too many players left from that draft class, right?
I mean, it's just XL, JB, and when was ETN drafted?
Um,
I thought he was 25.
last year,
Yeah, so he wasn't a part of that.
nope,
Hold on, let me look up the 2024 draft class.
no problem. But like,
Uh,
if I remember correctly, he was drafted in 2025. But I know in 2024, that's when we got
yeah, so it's
Mike Jackson.
Leggett, Brooks. So pretty much everybody is still here,
Okay,
along
but
with
have they shown
Leggett,
much?
Brooks, Wallace, Sanders,
Right,
Shaw
right.
are all
And yes,
here. But
yeah, they here.
Is Jaden Cremedy still here?
No, he's not in the league no more. Or wait, no. Sorry,
Is
he
he
was
in the
with the
league?
Packers. He was with the Packers.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if he still is or not. But I know Michael Barrett is not in the league anymore.
Michael Barrett's not even in the league. I mean, I
Nope.
know he was. I know he wanted to. He was signed with the Seahawks, but I
Mm-hmm.
know now he's with the Battle Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
So he's with a different Hawk now.
Yep, just in UFL.
Great.
But like Zavala didn't help at all. I wish I could get PFF
No,
grades for that game, but our interior offensive line was atrocious, man. Like we couldn't get nothing going
awful.
from
No,
rushing to passing, and I'm like,
no,
what is going on here, dude? Um, but yeah, so like, so what? Our opening series, Bryce had to throw it away. It was no choice.
no.
Um, what the second series? There was a batted pass, but like it was nothing Bryce could do at that point. It's pressure in his
Yeah.
face, and then he threw it. It got batted down. Okay, cool. That happens. You know,
Mhm.
even the best quarterbacks have more batted passes than Bryce during the season, so I'm not worried about that. Um, what? And then there was it was basically a first down. You know, that was
Yeah.
griped out by somebody downfield. Um, who was it? Luke Ford or somebody was downfield, and guess what? Okay, we had to go 36, and then Bryce got sacked. So you know, we had a first down. We had it right there. And guess what? It got negated by a stupid penalty.
The only first down we had was negated
Yeah,
on the
and
first team offense.
right there you go. I was gonna say that too, because I know some people be like, "Oh no, we had a first down because of no." Listen, we
Nope.
mean first team offense, okay?
I mean, I wasn't too impressed with Kenny either. I mean, somebody was checked down, Charlie.
So you know Charlie's funny,
I mean,
but
he had
I mean,
16 for 19 for 92 yards.
right.
Like, he didn't even have 100 yards, and he played the majority of the game.
Interesting. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I did miss a lot of the game because I worked late. I got home late. I saw some of it, but I was in and out of sleep. So I didn't know who played most of the game and who didn't, besides the starters. So Um, gosh. What was your thoughts on the first team offense besides? So, so what blame are
I don't really have
you
thoughts on the
giving?
first team offense. I mean,
What blame
there's
are
not much to
you gonna
analyze.
give?
What do you mean? What blame am I going to give? Like, who gets the
Because
majority of blame?
some people is putting it all on Bryce, which is crazy. But
That's ridiculous.
um, is it a little bit of a little bit of the O line and
I
Bryce,
feel like the
or
play
how
calling
would you do?
really. I mean, it's a preseason game. What am I going to do with the play calling?
Right.
Like, it's a preseason game. Who cares if Idzik, it, like, it can't really do much, so I'm gonna ignore that. Bryce, yeah, but he played one drive, like,
Three actually.
or he played 3 drives, not even a quarter.
Right. And in those three drives, it was just horrific.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, you know what? That's cool. Going on from downs about our first team offense. Um, how did you feel about our first team defense?
first team defense.
Yeah, was it okay? Good, bittersweet.
Mm,
Like, what's your thoughts on the first team defense?
they got. I mean, in the past game, they really could do whatever they wanted. Like Josh Allen, it's Josh Allen, but like you have to have some sort of resistance.
Right.
Like there was no resistance against Josh. Like that is a massive problem because ultimately that falls on Evero. Kind of. I mean, Evero's got to take some of the blame for that, but like I feel like the first team defense wasn't great, but then the second team defense was miles worse. Like it felt like when any of our starters came out, then there was just basically no way for the offense to get back into the game. Like both sides of the ball were just completely incompetent. It was just really disappointing to see
Well,
because
go ahead. Sorry.
I just I just came away with a shocking amount of disappointment. And while the Bills are a Super Bowl contending team, we aren't exactly bottom 5 in the league. But
Right.
this felt like a team that was contending for the number 1 overall pick rather than the playoffs.
Facts.
That's how they played.
Well, to be fair though, I wouldn't say our whole starting team defense was trash.
There were
Like, to
some
be
good
honest,
moments. I
yes,
mean, Cam Gill had a nice sack or a nice near sack. I can't remember if it was a sack or not, but he had that pressure on Allen.
you got a sack.
Was a sack. Okay.
Not on Allen, no, but yeah,
When he came around the edge and
right.
beat Jude Battery. But Cam Gill had a sack against Kyle Allen when he came around the edge, and he went up and under Jude Bowery, and he showed a few nice plays. He's really starting to, you really think he can make the team now. I mean, as that guy behind
Behind
Phillips and
Princely and Pat Jones.
Princely Jones, he's really
Right.
thinking that he's really taken the spot of Travis Gibson.
Yep.
I think he's really
And
going to take Travis Gibson's spot.
I I I actually did like Jalen Phillips and Princely this game because Pat Jones didn't play. So um,
Right.
I did like Princely in this game. If you watched the little bit of reps he did have, it
Hmm.
seems like he had more of a motor to him, more of
Hmm.
something to prove, especially
Yeah.
against the starters. And I don't know how he didn't get credit with the one sack when him and Phillips crashed on Josh Allen, but I
Right to
mean,
his
I guess it
sandwich.
is what it is. I guess, uh, but he
Yeah,
definitely was hungry a little bit more in this game.
for sure.
Because I don't know if it was because he had to play the Hall of Fame game and he felt like he didn't need to, but in this game he was definitely a lot more focused, a lot
Yeah, I
more
don't know.
in tune. Um, because if you saw it too, Jalen Phillips personally and Kim Gill got pressure, but also, you know, there was just some broken coverage plays to where receivers got open, and also, for example, whenever DJ Moore got open and was just basically telling Nick Scott to come on, and Nick Scott just didn't. He didn't seem like he wanted to hit DJ Moore, and I don't mean like he didn't want to hit him like, oh no, I'm not going to hit him because he's played with him. Just like he just didn't want to go one on one with DJ the right way because he just put his head down and was hoping for the best, basically.
Yeah.
Like, bruh. And
We
then like, I
just
saw on Twitter if it was Trayvon Morig or Nathan Ransom, DJ Moore wouldn't have done that, and I believe it because they would have knocked his head off. So, but yeah, like yes, Evero was calling the defense. Yes, it won't be great or good. Yes, it will be very vanilla to where it's gonna be so frustrating. It makes you want to rip off
yeah.
what little hair we have on our head. But
Thankfully, hair grows back because I don't think we're gonna have much of it by the end of the preseason.
facts. But I did
The
like our
barbers are
starting
gonna go
defense.
broke in North Carolina because nobody's gonna get haircuts because they're all gonna rip out their own hair after preseason.
Yeah, you're probably right. But that's what I'm saying. That like I did like our starting defense for what we had. You
Yeah,
know,
I just felt like the
uh,
secondary kind of disappointed again.
yeah.
I just
Not
there
you
was
right.
just too many.
But also I can say too, Trevor Wallace and um, Cherilus, we all know they are dog shit in coverage, and they are so bad, bro. They are so bad in coverage. But at the same time, I probably still would take Cherilus in the run defense.
Oh, easily I
It,
would take Shirtless over. I honestly would. Honestly, I would
oh,
try. I would. I would probably. I would consider trying to trade Trevin Wallace. The goat is here.
that's your homeboy.
Are you talking about yourself?
There go is there. What's up, Cardinals nerd BY9? Yep, we said the goat is here. Who's the goat?
Again? I guess. Whatever.
How you doing over there?
So I'm. They got to bring in a coverage linebacker. They got to bring in somebody
Oh, we already
that
know
can
that.
play, be the bridge between Lloyd and Shirtless. And I think they should try to trade Wallace.
Yeah, man. Like I said, our starting defense wasn't that bad, but yes, our secondary was iffy. And so was
Really wasn't
our
that good.
um, our linebacker 2 play. Let me say that our linebacker 2 play was hella suspect, almost like they was CIA. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. That's all that I gotta say about the starting offense, starting defense. Do you got anything else that you want to say?
I mean, there's not much more I can say. I mean, I don't really want to beat a dead horse, but
Right, facts.
I thought that, I mean, if we're looking for a positive out of the secondary,
Zakee Wheatley.
Zakee Wheatley, yeah,
He wasn't
he made
starting,
some hits.
but
I mean,
he's definitely a
I
positive.
liked what I saw out of the special teams unit.
Okay.
Some
Oh
nice
my
hits from the
goodness, what did I
special
just do?
teams, but what did you do? Now
I
we
don't
can
know.
only see the living room.
I don't know what that. Sorry. Keep
Living
going,
room
Porter.
strikes
My
again.
fault. You're good. My fault. All right, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, I liked Wheatley. I thought,
Aaron
who
Hall,
else had,
he did
who else popped in this? I was trying to think who
good
popped on
also.
special teams.
Special teams. Okay.
I mean, the Bills didn't have any really notable returns, which is good. Our special teams was in control of that, at least. There's a positive.
Right.
But honestly, not much
So
else to take away.
let's see.
We're getting bullied off the ball
Yeah. So
on both fronts.
let's see. So I'm looking on Panthers Wire, right? And here's some of the grades for our offense and defense with a minimum of 10 snaps. The best was Kyle Trask, but for some reason I saw that people was kind of bashing Kyle Trask, especially for his interception, I guess. But like he had a grade of 84.
Screen pass interceptions are never going to be pretty.
Nope. Because I'm
It was a
guessing.
bad throw decision.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I didn't watch that part because I think I was asleep. But yeah, but Nick Samac had an 81.2, Josh Gray 77.8,
Nick
Alvarez.
Samac had a good game when he was in. Nick Samac was good at center.
Alvarez.
Sam Hecht.
I'm guessing he redeemed himself from the Hall of Fame game where he was just
he
penalty.
He played well, especially when he had that rough of an offensive line next to him.
Yeah, he had a 73, and Sam Hecht had a 73 also. But it said that Sam Hecht had a passing grade of 82 though, and he allowed 0 pressures. So I mean, there's that at least. The worst on the offense was Ryan Hayes, a 51, Jake Curhan, a 49, Elijah Cooks, a 47, Miles Davis, 46, and Luke Fortner, a 44. But like he wasn't awful in pass protection because he had a 76, but his rushing grade was a 51. So that's why his grade was low, I guess.
Luke Fortner did not have a good day. I mean, I would say Sam Hecht also didn't have a great day either.
Right. But
a lot of the problems. They were
right.
trying to run up the middle and there was no space. So I feel like a lot of the center play wasn't very good, particularly in the run game.
Right.
They were just getting pushed off the ball.
Okay. Yeah. And
I was not impressed with the guard play. You need Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis back as soon as possible.
So I know also that um, PFF usually grades the same. I still want to know how all of their grading works, but
Yeah.
the defensive
Good.
grade, the best was Jaden Phillips. He had an 89. Trevor Wallace had an 81. Devin Lloyd had a 79. Caleb Evans is trying to redeem himself from last week also.
I know you're a
Um,
big fan of Caleb Evans.
that nigga kick rocks. But Lord, please forgive me. He had 76 and Kyan Barnes had 72. And yes, I already knew that Phillips did do
Who
good.
had a 72?
Uh, Kyan Bars,
Oh, Keon
the
Barnes.
defensive
Okay.
tackle.
I didn't really
Sorry,
see much from him.
sorry.
That's okay.
And yeah, let's see. Phillips had a pass rush grade of 90, and then it said that Wallace had a 79 um, coverage grade because he allowed 2 yards on one target, but he was also credited with a stop, which is basically at the line of scrimmage or a loss. So yeah, there's that. But one reception, 2 yards. Okay, I can kind of see why your grade will be good. Okay, cool. Next, nah. But here we go. My goodness gracious. Words on defense. My God, Claudin Charles, 37. Ben Martin Scott, 30, 35. Corey Thornton, 35. Jeremiah Moon, who we just re-signed because he was here before, 30. Bobby Brown, the third, 30. Okay, we got a whole bunch of 30s. Oh my goodness.
It's not great, is it?
Shirless, he allowed 4 receptions for 70 yards on 4 targets, but some of those might also be because he was the closest defender, I guess. So that didn't give it to him. But
Right.
yes, his coverage grade was 38. So I can kind of see why his grade is low. Let me see. Bobby Brown, his grade was low also because he had over 12 defensive snaps. He had 0 tackles, 0 pressures, and he had a 30 against the run. So he was basically getting stonewalled. So yeah, there's that. And this one is by Anthony Rizzuti on Panthers. Where I forgot how to say his last name. I've heard it before, but yeah, that's coming from Panthers Wire, which I do follow them a lot too. So, but yeah, those are grades. Some I'm not surprised about. Some I am.
No.
Some I didn't know was as bad as they were. But my goodness. So
It really wasn't a great day.
no, I know your thoughts on the linebacker two is Dan Morgan. Go get somebody, please.
I don't even know who's available. Who? I don't even know who's available.
Yeah. And then also the guard play needs to be fixed too. But that's the thing though too.
Oh my god.
Not just the guard play or tackle play. Because say somebody gets hurt, for example, our right tackle, would I be okay
Freeling,
with
yeah.
maybe Albert Reese playing? Maybe. but I wouldn't
Hopefully
hold my
not.
breath.
Albert Reese was terrible.
Well. He was terrible the first game. He wasn't really terrible this game. The one who was terrible was Ryan Hayes.
I remember Isaiah Glass also got beat.
Right, yeah.
Mike Dana, I think it was Mike Dana who just destroyed him on a rip when he was
That's
at
your
left
guy.
tackle.
That's your guy, Mike Dana, against your other guy.
My guy? What?
Yep,
What?
that's your guy. No,
No, he's not. When have I ever said that he's my guy? He's your guy.
whatever.
Caleb Evans is your guy.
Listen. He can go kick rocks while out here. Nah, for real. Him, and Thunderbird or whatever his name
You love
is. Thunder
Chandler
something.
Zavala.
Zavala. Listen, they should have left him at the train station in Buffalo. For real.
I don't know why he's on that plane right now.
They should have made him walk to think about his actions. For real.
You put him in timeout.
Cause my goodness, oh my god, I know I'm not the size to do the same thing, but my goodness, dude, there's no way, bro. Like, I don't know if it's his technique or him overthinking or what the hell it is, but my gosh, bro. But as we're gonna keep going, I did also like Aaron Hall in this game. He showed some flashes. I know Thomas Incombe, I think he got himself a sack also. I saw his name pop a few times, and then Zakee Wheatley popped up again, a lot again, which
Jackson
is
Kutwatch had a nice open field tackle. I remember Jackson Kutwatch having a nice open field tackle.
yeah. I heard that he did pretty good too.
He had a good game.
Okay. Honestly,
Better than everyone else.
right. I won't lie. I still hope that AJ Dillon makes this team. He needs to, honestly,
He's
in my
certainly
opinion.
proving that case. And it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with ETN.
Right. Jasim Reed, he's making the team.
I've been saying that for a while on the last few episodes. I've been pushing Jasim Reed for a little while now.
Mm-hmm.
Pops up with a touchdown here. The guy just makes plays. And whoever suffers in that wide receiver room, whether it's John Mechie, whether it's Jimmy Horn Jr., makes me think they won't keep 7 receivers anymore.
Oh, yeah. Cam Gill had...
Oh, might go down to 6 so that they can keep someone else on the team. Maybe that's an extra edge rusher, or maybe they do want to keep Haynes King on the active roster.
They're keeping Haynes King, bro. Like
maybe they don't want Haynes King on the practice squad. Maybe they just want him on the team so they can protect somebody else in the practice squad.
Could they?
It's just if they can protect someone else, they'll keep Haynes King on the active roster. If they can't, if they have room on the practice squad to protect Haynes King, then they will do that. If they already like enough players and want to keep them on that roster, then they won't protect. Then they'll just keep Haynes King on the 53.
If they don't keep Haynes King, people are gonna be freaking.
I mean, they could try to pass him. I mean, they could keep him on the initial 53 and then pass him through. Once everybody has their initial 53.
Yep. At the last minute too. Last minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, I did like our second team defense and some of the third.
Should I draft Jasim Reed in fantasy football?
In one of them.
Should I just take him with the last pick?
Right. Thanks.
I think I might, because I'm doing a fantasy football league as we're talking. I'm doing a fantasy football league with my friends as we're talking. So,
Oh, okay.
my team's terrible though because the first three players auto drafted,
Oh, Carter, what the heck, bro?
and I ended up with James Cook, which isn't
Okay.
terrible, and Ashton Jendi. It took two running backs in the first two picks,
Oh, dang, that's crazy.
and then Joe Burrow, and then Rasheed Rice.
What the hell is your thing doing?
It auto corrected though. It auto picked those players, and
That's stupid. That is
like
so stupid.
now and so I took the Rams defense. Garrett
Okay.
Wilson, Isaiah Likely, Mekhi Lemon, Dalton Kincaid, and Kyle Monangai.
I
And
like how
so
that guy.
I think I've done okay to try to salvage it.
Yeah.
And
Um.
if he stays on the board, I'm going to take Michael Pittman because I think that the Colts let the wrong receiver go in free agency. They should have let go of Alec Pierce.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
I
guess Alec Pierce
wanted
is good for like.
like Michael Pittman would have been great to have here.
Oh, for sure.
Can you imagine Michael Pittman, Tyrell McMillan, and Jalen Coker? I mean, I know why they didn't. You don't want to pay all three of those guys.
Right.
Maybe
Of
that's why
course
they
not.
haven't really gone after a big tight end. Maybe
Maybe.
it's because they want. Maybe that's part of the reason because you're paying McMillan, right? You're going to pay him, obviously.
Right.
You're going to pay Coker within the next year or so, and you obviously have to pay Bryce Young, and then you have to pay the offense, and you're paying the offensive line already. Do you want to add more skill position money to that offense? Maybe that's why they haven't gone after the tight end room with as much aggression as we would have liked. That could be a reason why. Let's see if he gets taken. Oh, looks like somebody already took him.
Sounds
So
all right.
I'm gonna go get Wandale Robinson then
All right, cool.
if
I stuck
if
that
he
pick.
makes it past this pick. What do you think about Quentin Johnston?
Um, he had a nice turnaround
Has he
last
rebuilt
year.
his career?
I'd say so. Yeah. Last year, he was doing pretty good for sure.
All right. What else can we talk about with this game? I mean, I can read through the stats with you.
Mr. Nonchalantly, but he's in a 12-man
Mhm.
league.
Do we have another? Is there somebody else in the chat? Oh, he's in a 12-man league. Well, I'm in a 10-man league, and I just drafted Wandale Robinson.
I'm probably not undrafted anymore of my teams until the last. Well, after roster cut down, because I drafted a few like early a few months ago, but like most of mine I'm waiting on. So
I'm hoping for Kenyon Sadiq to fall to the 12th round. There's 15 rounds, so I'm going to take Kenyon Sadiq, and then I'll probably take somebody. I have a few more picks. I already have a defense. I got to get a kicker. So I'll just take Ryan Fitzgerald.
might as well.
Why is it recommending Eddie Pinheiro unless somebody has already taken Ryan Fitzgerald? Which would be horrible. Oh no, he's already here. He's still here. Okay.
Yeah, but all right, Carter. So I can read stats unless you want to.
I have the stats pulled up here.
All right, that's cool.
Do you want me to read them to you?
Yep, you got it.
Okay. Hold on. I had them pulled up, but now it's gone away. You have the stats pulled up? Do you have them pulled up, or because I had it, but it went
Yeah,
away? I accidentally clicked something.
nah, you're good. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Panthers, like you said earlier, Kenny Pickett, 16 and 19, 92 and 1 touchdown, 104 pass rating.
Mm,
Kyle Trask, I'm 6 and 9, 453, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 79 pass rating, and Bryce Young 3 of 5 for 18 yards. No touchdowns, no picks, sacked 1 time, and a 67 pass rating. Rushing yards,
Why
Anthony.
is Ryan Fitzgerald the 425th player to be drafted?
Who knows?
Wow, he's not even projected to go until round 14.
Which isn't bad because they're kickers, you
Which is
know.
crazy, but he's like the 12th kicker, the 12th next kicker to go off the board, and there's like a few
Gotcha.
kickers that have already been taken. I mean, he's below. Do you know who Laith Marjan is?
Who the hell is that?
Exactly, he's the kicker. Apparently, a kicker on the Steelers. He's ranked ahead of Ryan Fitzgerald. Brandon McManus, who doesn't have a team, is ranked ahead of Ryan Fitzgerald. Andre Schmidt, who's the kicker of the Browns, is ranked ahead of Ryan Fitzgerald. I mean, Andre Schmidt's not a horrible kicker, but like, man, Ryan Fitzgerald's really not getting any love here.
At all.
At all. Anyway.
Yeah. We keep going. Anthony Tyus 4 for 28.
Oh my God, Anthony Tyus. Why is Anthony Tyus still on the team?
To be fair though, he had 1 run in the 4th quarter, I think it was, that I did like. So
he had one good run, but Miles Davis has been significantly better than Anthony Tyus this preseason.
Yeah, but not this game.
I mean, Miles Davis also had that screen that was nearly a touchdown in the Hall of Fame game. So, you know, Miles Davis has shown more than Anthony Tyus. I would rather have Miles Davis than Anthony Tyus right now.
Me too. Can you pick it three rushes?
Oh my God.
16 yards. Yep. Trevor Etienne 6 for 7. Jonathan Brooks 3 for 5.
6 for
7. Jonathan Brooks 3 for 5, and Miles Davis 4 for 5.
Oh, yards.
Yep. No touchdowns, no fumbles. You know.
That's the rushing output. Oh.
Yep.
Wow.
Our best receivers was, of course, AJ Dillon 2 for 29. Casey Washington 2 for 20. Trevor Etienne 4 for 18. Jasim Reed 3 for 17 and 1 touchdown. Rock Taylor 1 for 13. Elijah Cooks 2 for 11. We got Jimmy Horn Jr. 1 for 11. Jonathan Brooks 1 for 9.
Oh God.
Felipe Franks 3 for 9. John Mechie 1 for 9 and 1 touchdown, and so on and so on. No fumbles, so you know, no.
That's a positive.
Interceptions also.
No turnovers is good. I mean, well, besides Kyle Trask,
right,
who had the interception. just I'd like to see them, and we'll talk more about this when we preview the Jags, but I'd like to see them take one of these problems they had in the preseason week 1 and really focus on that for next week and get that sorted. Whether that's run defense, whether that's the run game, whether that's offensive line play, whether that's pass game, whatever it is, they need to have that take that problem, and that's what they worked on this week in practice. Because something's got to get better. You got to improve week to week. We cannot see this level of play against the Jaguars next week or close to it. It's a preseason. I don't
Next
care
week,
if it's the preseason. You can't accept this in the preseason. You can't. I mean, imagine if the Bills played like that in their new stadium against the Panthers, and they just said, "Oh, it's the preseason." You know, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
true.
care if they have Super Bowl aspirations or Super Bowl expectations, and we don't. We're still not a bad team. We really shouldn't be playing like this. We're not a bad team. So we need to raise our expectations of this team a little bit.
Let me see. Okay. Defense. Zakee Wheelie, of course. 7 tackles. Nathan Ransom, 4. Isaiah Simmons, 4. Aaron Hall had 3, and he had half a sack and 1 pressure. Jackson Q. Watch had 3. Devin Lloyd had 3 with 1 tackle for loss. Bam Martin Scott had 3 with 1 pressure. And Yameta, he had 3. Devonta Smith had 3. Shaw Smith Wade had 3, and he had 1. What the hell is this? 1 tackle for loss. Claude Charles had 2. Caleb Evans had 2. Cam Gill had 2. He had 1 sack. He had 1 tackle for loss, and he had 2 pressures. So there you go. Trevor Gibson had 2 with half a sack, and he had 1 pressure. And then Mike Jackson had 2. And that's really the stats for that, at least. Do I need to read the ones for the Bills also? Carter, I think you're muted also. Or
Sorry.
I can't hear you. Yep. I was wondering why I couldn't hear you. But yeah. Do I need to read the Bills also, or are we leaving theirs alone? Because we already know that they didn't kill this. So.
I mean, you don't have to read the stats for the Bills. I mean,
Yeah, no.
it,
So,
I think the next topic's worthy of talking about is the linebacker 2 battle. Because, like, ultimately, who do you think's going to win it? Because I think, or linebacker 2 or linebacker 3, whichever one if they end up signing someone or not. But
Trevor Wallace going to win it back.
I think it's going to be Cheryl. I think it should be Cheryless. I don't. I think Wallace has played himself out of a job.
I hope that it's chairless, but he's so bad in coverage too. And to be honest,
Wallace just. I feel like Cheryless is better than Wallace in coverage because Wallace's eyes get moved easily. Like there'll be plays where like he like the quarterback can just move him with their eyes, and he gets sold a lot on plays.
Yeah.
And I feel like Cheryless doesn't get sold as often, and I feel like he can be more consistent. And I'd be disappointed by I'm disappointed by Wallace because he was the 3rd round pick. Maybe he doesn't become a starter, but like you expect him to take that step to be that 3rd linebacker in that room, and he's really shown not to be that player. He's too inconsistent, and his eyes get moved, and he's just not a good. He's just not even that great of a run defender. Even I mean, he's much better. He's better in the run game, but like, is his run defense compensating for his lack of pass coverage? And I really don't think so. I really think that Clyde Sherless has proven to be the much more complete linebacker, and his role has really grown because he was a 7th round pick by the Jets out of Alcorn State. Barely didn't play his rookie year, was on the practice squad, came up, worked his way through special teams to the Panthers, worked his way through special teams, and honestly has been significantly better than Trevin Wallace when he's gotten the chance to play.
Right.
You're talking about a 7th round pick who's getting spot starts. And if we don't sign another linebacker, it's got to be Wallace. It's got to be Sherless's job to lose, in my opinion. I don't see where what's his face gets Wallace gets where Wallace is better than Sherless. I don't see where Wallace is significantly better than Sherless, and I think Sherless is significantly better at controlling, and his eyes don't leave before his feet. Sherless is a better read and react linebacker, in my opinion. And I think that's what they need out of this. They don't need a great coverage linebacker. Devin Lloyd is the coverage linebacker. I feel like they need much more of a read and react linebacker as a linebacker too. And I think that Sherless is going to fit that role well, much better than Wallace, in my opinion. And so I have a problem with Trevin playing as the starter. Trevin.
To be fair though, I think we still want both of our linebackers to be decent. Like to be, I don't want it to be bad, but like,
no,
he's great at the run. Go ahead.
I think Wallace is better than, or I think Claude and Sherless is better than Trevin Wallace in coverage. I'll just say that personally.
Yeah, like to be honest, if our linebacker 2 is good to great at run defense and he's okay at pass defense, I'll take that. I just don't want him to be bad at both, or I don't want him to be at pass defense and just barely above average at run defense. Because our linebacker 1 and 2 are going to have to complement each other. So, like, if they don't, then it's not going to work. So, like, if I can get
Sherless, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you, but
no, you good? Go ahead.
Sorry, I just feel like Sherless fits the role that they want for the second linebacker spot better than Trevin does. I feel like Sherless, they don't need a great coverage. Obviously, you need coverage, but I feel like they're not going to have as many 2 linebacker sets as we think. I feel like they're not going to have as many multi-linebacker sets as we think, because I feel like they're going to have Devin Lloyd, because if they were going to be a 3-4, or they were going to have multiple linebackers,
right,
they would have made that a priority to get somebody other than Devin Lloyd this offseason. They didn't, so it makes me think they're going to be more of a dime defense rather than, a dollar defense or whatever, rather than a nickel defense or whatever, that would have 2 linebackers. I feel like they're going to flood the secondary because that's where the depth is. The secondary is where they have their best players in the defense, other than the defensive line. Defensive line is the best position group on the team, but on the team. but I feel like the secondary is where they have much more of their depth, as opposed to the linebacker room where they don't really, where that's the worst position group on the team probably, especially now with the signing of Darren Waller. I think linebacker is pretty significant, especially without Devin Lloyd. But if Devin Lloyd doesn't get hurt, then this is the guy you're going to be counting on to play. So, I mean, obviously it is a
Again,
big role, and they, regardless of how they set up their defense, it's a big role. But I feel like Claude Sherless is the better player for this role.
yeah, and I know
But
also
do you
in
think it's
practice,
Trevin Wallace or do you think it's Claude Sherless?
I hope it's Claudin, but like I also know that like they have been running a lot of 3 safety sets in practice to where they have
Yeah,
more work in the
right.
box /
They're
a
having they're
linebacker type
exactly.
role. Yeah.
They're running a lot of 3 safety sets because they're running more in the secondary because they don't have the linebackers. So they're gonna compensate that for the secondary. That's why they're looking at JC Horn in the slot.
Yep. And
they're looking to move. That's why they're looking to move the corners around because they want to see who's versatile and they can fit, and what pieces they can fit in the secondary.
Man, what you know what though? We are definitely gonna see and hear about our linebacker twos at the Jags joint
Remember when they
practice.
signed Chris Barnes last year or the year before? I feel like they're gonna make that type of signing again.
They might.
Because even though I like Sherless, you can't go into the season with him as the linebacker too. Like it's just he's definitely much more of a special teamer, and you'd rather have him as the third inside backer on the team. But I don't know. This is the worst position. I mean, inside linebacker depth is where there is pretty much no depth. Even though I have been pushing Claude Sherless for this role because I do believe in his abilities much more than I believe in the abilities of Trevin Wallace. Like, do you think, like, you said you hope it's Trevin, but, like, assuming they don't sign anyone else, do you think they will have Trevin Wallace or do you think they will have Claude Sherless as the linebacker too? Hello? Uh-oh. Did he lose you? Hello? Oh, boy. Let me see if I can figure this out.
Well, Carter,
Here.
I hope
Okay, you
that
are here.
Carter wins.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that Carter wins.
Me too. Me too. And I think Quantum will win.
Yep.
I mean,
so there is dunk on demand or unnecessary bonus. He's going down to the joint practice for this week for the Jags. So
they have the Jags with the joint practice, right?
Right, the Jags and the Texans.
Okay. I mean, coaches like those. They really like those. They really like those joint practices. So, well, we'll see how they do, and we'll preview the Jags game in a little bit here on the Ground Report.
Yeah, we'll figure out a day, and then we'll post it on Twitter.
Yeah. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Maybe we should talk about the JT Sanders, because I feel like we didn't really get into JT Sanders for the tight end room.
I thought we did on the last show, because that's when we talked about Darren Waller.
I mean, yeah. I mean, do you think they'll try to have JT on the practice squad, or do you think they're just gonna cut him?
To be honest, I think that depending on how he does the rest of the preseason, and say Mitchell Evans, Tommy Tremble, and even Tommy and Darren Waller does a lot better, they're probably gonna ask for a trade.
Maybe, but if he gets cut, then he can
sign wherever.
If multiple people want him. I mean, the Panthers will try to work out a trade with someone, but if they can't, I mean, I think NFL teams are smart enough to realize, like, you have 4 tight ends, or you have 5 tight. You just signed Darren Waller. You have Tommy Tremble, who's a decent blocker. You have James Mitchell or Felipe Franks, who are more of the special teams tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you have who else am I missing?
Oh, James Mitchell.
Oh, Mitchell Evans. Mitchell Evans.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Duh.
I thought I was going to say him for some reason. Sorry.
You have Mitchell Evans, who is a willing pass catcher, and you're hoping takes a step in year 2. Your tight end room is pretty much set for the future. I mean, I know Caden Priestcorn made a couple of nice plays, but like, he's really auditioning for another team, because like, I feel like their tight end room is set. Because you have Tremble, or you have Waller, then you have Tremble, and then you have Mitchell Evans, and then you have James Mitchell or Felipe Franks, whichever one you want as the special teams tight end. As the 4th guy, JT's kind of the odd man out. So if you can get somebody to give you a pick for JT, even if it's a 7th round pick swap, that'd be awesome, because you're going to get something in return for JT, which you were probably just going to cut anyway, or try to pass on to the practice squad. If they don't get a trade for him, I think they might try to pass him onto the practice squad. They might not. They probably won't try to mess with him on the initial 53, because, like, I mean, you're not really, do you want to keep, like, I don't know. I feel like they'll just try to put him on the practice squad. If he makes the practice squad, great. If he doesn't,
he wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. No, he probably wouldn't. But I'm saying, like, if he does, then that's great. But if he doesn't, okay, you can just sign Felipe Franks to the practice squad. That's fine, and we'll deal with it.
James Mitchell too,
or James Mitchell. I mean, the other special teams tight end that doesn't make the team. But how much slot do you think JC's going to play this year? Do you think he's going to have a significant role in the slot, or do you think he's going to, like, do you think they're comfortable enough with Corey on the outside, or?
No.
I wouldn't have Corey on the outside. I feel like Corey is kind of
getting burned. Corey is getting his ass kicked.
So is Will Lee. I mean, Will Lee's been up and down. So, I mean, Corey's been up and down as well. Mostly down, but Will Lee's made some plays at least. But I don't think Will Lee's ready to be a corner. So,
well,
if there's an injury in the secondary, in the corner room, I feel like that's another area where the depth isn't great, because you have JC and Mike Jack, okay, and you move Shaw to corner. You're talking about moving him to safety. You have then all of a sudden your depth becomes a Caleb Evans, Corey Thornton, Will Lee, Cam Miller. You don't really have the depth in the corner room. So I feel like J.C. Horn would be in the slot a little bit, I feel like if there's an injury in that secondary and it's not J.C., then I feel like J.C. is going to be outside permanently because they really don't have another option, especially if there is multiple injuries in that room. Because, I mean, let's just say Mike Jack gets hurt, right? Let's say he has to miss a game or two. For that game, you'd probably put, what'd you do? You'd have JC on the outside, and then who starts opposite of him? Shaw? Corey? Who makes that start opposite of JC in that situation? A Caleb Evans? Like, this is an uncomfortable question. I feel like they're hoping to develop Willie quickly so he can take over, answer that question in the future. But I feel like signing a corner as well would not be the craziest idea.
Right.
A true boundary corner. Because if one of the outside guys goes down, you're looking at Willie. You're looking at Shaw Smith-Wade, Corey Thornton, maybe Caleb Evans getting that opportunity. And none of them are what you want on the outside. So I feel like Corey Thornton is strictly a slot corner, and I feel like putting him on the outside is a mistake. And I feel the same way about Sean. I feel like a Caleb Evans is not that great as a corner. I mean, we know what Caleb Evans has done here. Like, we know he's not the best corner. So I just feel like if there's an injury in the secondary, you can't play the slot, the JC slot game anymore. You got to just move him to the outside and then stick with. You got to figure out the depth, because if there's an injury, you are on thin ice in the corner room. I mean, what do you think of the corner depth? What would you do if one of the top two guys goes down? Hello? Thomas? He's not responding. I don't know if he can hear him. I don't know if there's anyone in the chat. Only Thomas knows that. So, if there is someone in the chat, what would you guys do if JC or Mike Jack gets hurt? I get worried about the depth on this team because it's really not that good. I mean, we are building depth, right? We can answer some of the injury questions now, many more than we could answer in 2024 or 2025. Because I feel like depth on the offensive line, is significantly better, and I feel like we played the offensive line about as well as you could ask for. Because now you have Nick Samac, who might be something, They may like Samac more than we think. They may think he's a guard long term or a center. Maybe he's an interior offensive lineman. You have Curhan, you have Brady Christensen. So I feel like there are answers on the offensive line, whereas at other positions there aren't as many answers. Because at corner you're hurting for depth, and obviously linebacker, inside linebacker, we know that. The defensive line depth is already being tested before the season starts. And I feel like the depth in the tight end room is really not that great, because if Darren Waller does go down, you're looking at Tremble as a starting tight end again, and you're looking at Mitchell Evans in that 2 spot. And this is the same tight end room we've had last year and for the past few years. So you just move everyone up a spot. In the running back room, I think you're hopeful Jonathan Brooks stays healthy, but if he doesn't stay healthy all year, I think you could be looking at A.J. Dillon as the third back over Trevor Etienne. What do they do with Trevor Etienne? They try to pass him onto the practice squad. I think he would get claimed if he tried to do that. So maybe you try to do with him what you did with Jalen Coker, and then you maybe Etienne, if he passes through, maybe somebody wants Etienne, so they cut someone and then sign Etienne. But I feel like that'd be a disappointing way for Etienne to end his career in Carolina. I feel like that'd be a really disappointing way for him to end his career here, because he barely played and then he wasn't good and he was gone. Like, that sucks. But ultimately, you have the top. You have Brooks, and then you have Chuba, and then you have A.J. Dillon, who's also been impressing in the preseason. And so some of the roster construction questions are starting to pop up now that we've had a couple preseason games to talk about. But yeah, so I think that's going to be all for this episode of the Growl Report. My name's Carter Rangel, and his name's Thomas Parson, and that is the end of episode number 13 of the show, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, of course. Our ticker, if you're watching this on YouTube, our ticker has been down below. If you're not, our podcast's Twitter account is called Growl Report. You can search for my Twitter, Cokeheads18, heads with a Z, and then MTM_Panthers is Thomas's Twitter handle. Thank you, and goodbye.